Tony. How are you?
Good. Good to see you again.
Good to see you again. How was your weekend?
Wonderful.
Good. Alright, so it's been about a week. I'm assuming not much has changed around here. Business still good?
Yep.
Good. Alright, so I want to start out, just go through the needs that you expressed to me last week, and then kind of talk about some of the goals you talked to me about, and then we can go from there into what I've got prepared for you today.
Perfect.
Sound good? Alright, so kind of the needs you told me last week, you need like a more streamlined system, something that's going to integrate everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we want to please Ford, right? That's the main reason for me being in here.
Kind of have to.
All right.
Sure.
All right, and then we talked about your employees needing something that's going to be easy to use, something that they're going to catch on to quickly since they've kind of been stuck in their ways for a little while. Okay, good. And obviously better follow-up, because you told me about how you all were missing a lot of the repeat business because you weren't getting those calls made out to people.
Sure.
All sound good? Were there any other needs that you would like to express to me? Anything else you can think of?
No, I think that's it, other than making sure it makes financial sense. That's pretty much it.
Absolutely. All right, well then we can jump right into what I've got for you today. So kind of took everything you told me last week back to my office, and what we have for you is called contact management. And so basically it is going to work through all areas of your dealership. So it's going to work through the service department, the front desk, and everything you got. It's going to put it all into one system. And so it eliminates the need for multiple inputs of customer information. You can also program it to send out those follow-up notices for your salespeople. So that's basically kind of an overview of what the product is. So specifically how I think it's going to help y'all. First of all, we were talking about making it easy for them to learn, especially because you told me they're still using note cards, or they're using their Excel sheets, and so they've all got these different ways they're used to doing things. And so basically this is built directly from the Era Ignite that y'all have right now, and so it's based on that, which makes it really easy for them to learn because they're already familiar with the product. And so there is some additional training and installation that is required, but it really it's a pretty easy transition from what we've seen throughout the 6,000 dealerships that this is already placed in. Mm-hmm. The second thing is that it's accessible anywhere, anytime, so they can put it on their phones, their iPads, whatever kind of technology that they have available. And also, you were telling me that they have trouble whenever they leave the office. Y'all aren't able to access their customer information because they've got all these different systems. Is that right? Mm-hmm. And so this way, you're able to access that whether your salesperson is there or not. So again, it helps with that, consumer relationship. Next thing is that it's customizable. So going back again to their need for doing it their own way, and the way they've been doing it. This way, they can make it what they want it to be. So we're not giving them a cookie cutter, you have to do it this way. We give them the guidelines, and they can kind of take it from there and use it however they like. How's everything sounding so far?
Good. I think that fits most of our needs.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, and then the only other thing was that you couldn't track closing rates as well as you'd like to. And so another thing that this does is it gives you management reports. And so you'll be able to see the closing rates of all your salespeople. You'll be able to see what Mike is doing, whether he's exceeding that 20% closing rate. And then you'll also be able to see your lowest and be able to equalize that out a little bit better.
Okay.
So do you have any questions so far?
No, that sounds really great. Just knowing Reynolds, I'm waiting for the price.
The price may seem a little bit high, but I think once we talk through the value of the product, it'll make a little bit more sense. So are you ready to kind of jump in and hear
Absolutely.
What that is? Okay, so what we've got here is a basic rate for everybody. So we're going to have a $1,500 startup fee.
Wow.
And then we've got $3,000 a month. And then we have a 36-month program that I think would best fit your dealership. So what do you think about that?
Seems high.
It does. Well, what I can tell you, that $1,500 a month is what shocks a lot of people, but what that really includes is the installation and the training that you get from it. So they've already had the training on the Ear Ignite, right? And that went well? They're still they're doing okay with
No,
that?
your training's great, and actually I was wowed that $1,500 was cheap.
You think it's cheap? Okay, well then.
That's a lot of training.
Well,
I'm actually concerned that you guys will shortcut the setup for that amount. Usually we pay a lot more than that for training, so that's the part I like.
Well, that's good.
$3,000 a month in the 36 months, that's where it gets cringeworthy.
A little steep?
Yeah. One of the challenges we had, and I'll tell you why, one of the challenges we had when we did try a CRM a few years ago was that, and it was a lot our fault, so it wasn't everybody else's, wasn't the company we're dealing with, or it wasn't you guys, but the problem was it didn't stick very well. And what happened was, because I had a 2-year contract and we stopped using it after a couple of months, I paid for a system I didn't use for almost 2 full years, and that was very painful for me.
Absolutely.
So I'm very nervous about getting into a long-term agreement where we've already been down this path.
Right, and what was the reason behind y'all discontinuing the use of that product?
Partly our fault, probably my fault. I think we had some different people here, and I think they did not do as thorough a training job as I would expect you all to do. So I'm not that, but at the same time, we still have some of the same people, and not understanding. It's easy to look at all the positives without understanding where the pitfalls are. It makes me nervous committing that kind of, because I also assume you mean that isn't term contract and that I will be obligated and I can't cancel anytime, correct?
That is correct.
So I'm nervous of that 36 months. So
okay.
And we get a 15% discount on everything we get from Reynolds on the monthly support. So I'm sure that 15% discount will factor into this too. Is that correct?
Really, the most I can do for you right now, that is our price that we're at. If you agree to get on this contract, I can give you that first month free, so that you can, experience the product. That'll get you through the training, and you'll already start to see some results right there in that first month, and hopefully have a little bit more confidence going forward. How does that sound?
Could you do that on a shorter term contract?
We can. Would a 24-month work a little bit better for y'all?
No. I was thinking 6 months.
The thing about 6 months...
And I wouldn't need the free month, obviously, but I'd pay you for 6 months. And then, if things went well, I wouldn't see any reason I wouldn't do 36 months or longer.
Absolutely.
But 6 months will give us a good window. That's enough time that we can, we won't, because change, we won't throw it out after a month or two, but 6 months gives us a good window to make a judgment, and then at the end of the 6 months we can decide whether or not to extend or not. That's probably what I would think would work.
Okay, that is understandable. I absolutely hear what you're saying with that. The thing with our product is that the real return on investment comes really after that 6 month mark, because it does take some time to get the training, to get everybody used to it. You were talking about those same employees that you have in here that take a little bit longer to adjust to different
So how long
changes.
do you see that taking typically?
I mean, the training and the real adjustment, I could see it taking around 3 months or so, and then the next 3 months after that, it's really where you start building up, and then by the end of that 6 months is where you'll start to see a real return on your investment. So that's why the minimum contract that we recommend here is that 12 months, because you've got the 6 months of adjustment. Right.
That makes sense.
Okay.
So 12 months and 15% discount on the monthlies.
I can give you up to around 10% discount.
Around?
I can give you a 10% discount.
Okay,
How's that? Would that work?
15's kind of around 10.
It is around. I can give you up to a 10% discount per month on that.
Is there anything else that we can? I'm just nervous.
I understand that. Our product, really the support that we give you is incredible, and so I can basically guarantee you here that you are not going to discontinue your use of this product after a couple of months. We have 24/7 support. You can come in here, give us a call anytime. We will be there to solve all your problems.
All my problems?
All of your problems related to our product. How about we talk about more of the financials on this? Would that make you a little bit more comfortable seeing the kind of return that you would start to get?
Probably only if you're willing to guarantee it in the contract. Which I doubt you are.
I can't guarantee you anything, but I can tell you, like I said earlier, how we've got these 6,000 dealerships that we put this in.
That is impressive, actually. So you're saying that when I go to my group of dealers and I compare my contract where nobody else is going to have more than a 10% discount?
No, sir. That's absolutely the best price that I'm giving to you. And this 15-year relationship that we have had with your dealership, you know, I know that we've built up some trust with you guys. I know that y'all are satisfied with our previous products. And this contact management right here goes directly along with the products that you already have in place. And so
there's no manager to call or anything. What's your best deal?
The best deal I can
I've gotten confused. Tell me what our best deal is.
All right, so the best deal, I think, from what we've talked about would be that 12 months contract. So you've got the 6 months of integration, 6 months you'll start to see that return on investment. And then I can give you the 10% discount each month, so you'd be paying $2,700 a month.
And then the $1,500 startup covers all the training.
Yes, sir. And that would be a 1-week training. We'll have 2 to 3 people in your office. We can work around your hours. You know, we don't want to get in the way. How does that sound?
Good.
Great. Then I will send the contract over
Great.
later today.
Let's sign up. Good job.
Thank you.
You want any quick?
I would love.
Like 60 seconds before they come open the door. Really good. Your body language and your sense. You seem nervous to get to the numbers, which is normal for the first time.
Right.
Learn to realize numbers are just the next natural step, and it's just another thing to talk about, and mentally find a way to trick yourself to not have that kind of. You just want to don't assume anything. I intentionally was. You read it that the 1,500 one-times were a problem because in your mind you're apologizing for the price. I would never think it's a good idea to frame up as you may think it's high.
Right, okay.
Just go in as assuming they're getting the greatest deal they've ever seen in their life. I was able to put together some fabulous numbers that make a lot of sense for you. And then boom, boom, with confidence with that. And then don't assume anything. When I went, wow, on the 1,500, and I went, I can't believe 1,500, and you went, well, it is high.
Yeah, okay.
That's actually it is really real world. It is really low. So that's why. But you did a really nice job.
All right,
really nice job. So, good job really good job on going through the recap of the needs too. That was the cleanest I'd seen that.